The Baltimore Orioles have officially entered a new round. They are officially choke artists. Orioles lose 2-1. Season's over. Season's done. I told you it was over yesterday. Hate when I'm right in a situation. Not to say I told you so, but it's the flex zone. God's favorite host. Orioles lose their 10th straight playoff game. Eliminated for the second straight season in the playoffs with another sweep. Get your brooms out. And this time it ends at home in front of 38,000 fans in dreary, wet conditions, which pretty much explains the Orioles season. Not much sunshine, not much sunlight, and a gloomy ending. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, sound off down below. The Orioles season is over, and we're into the offseason as other teams will continue playing for a World Series championship. I did a video yesterday. The Orioles wasted Corbin Burns' masterful start. Probably his last start as an Oriole. He's going to go to a team that can actually score runs and not waste his all-time great pitching performances. We saw Anthony Santander come up to the plate like he was in a home run derby, trying to swing for the home run knockout shot, not taking the pitch and hitting it where it's pitched or being patient and working the count. He's just coming up, giving everything he's got in one swing, much like a lot of the lineup. And his last at bat, nothing to show for it.
Stupid. Just stupid.
A very stupid situation for the Orioles. And before I get too deep into this video, because I was up here for over 40 minutes yesterday, so check out the video from yesterday's loss. I broke it all down, told you what was going to happen today, and I said even if they did find a way to win today, which I didn't have confidence they would do because they can't score more than one run, which is evident yet again. They live and die by the home run. I had a feeling this would happen. And at the end of the day, we heard coming in about the great play of Bobby Jr. We heard about the breakout season of Gunnar Henderson. We've heard about Adley Rutschman and the young stars of the Orioles. But at the end of the day, their guy, their ace, their top prospect, their face of the franchise, their go-to guy that you need to have that the Orioles don't have, Bobby Witt Jr., was the difference in this series. Game one drives in the game-winning run in a 1-0 ball game. The Royals, a masterful job all series. They ain't trying to hit home runs. They're not trying to impress nobody. They're not trying to hit the ball 400 feet and prove that, oh, we are the best home run hitting team in the league and we got power and we're analytically strong and we can drive the ball and hit it at a high launch angle and exit velocity. Nope. Fundamental, sound, team, intelligent baseball. You get a guy on first, he's still second. Guy on second, you ground it out to the right side, or you get a bunt, you sacrifice, move him to third. You get a hit, you get a sac fly, you get an infield single, something crazy happens, a sacrifice or a fielder's choice, that run scores. And in the playoffs, every run means that much more. Every at bat, every pitch, every inning is amplified. It's do or die. You don't have time to play like a pussy and wait and hold your bullets in the chamber and play with just a disappointing aura and just not being able to do anything productively, swinging at bad pitches. And I gotta say this, Colton Cowser, what the hell are you doing, man?
Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy.
Bases loaded, no outs. How many runs do the Orioles get? Oh, they got 2, 3 runs, right? They got at least 2 runs. They got a single and drove in 2, or at least a sac fly. They at least got 1 run, right? No, nothing. Not a damn thing to show for it. And they're going home. And like I said, Corbin Burns, he's good as gone. David Rubenstein, Michael Elias, oh, it's great. Yay, we got new ownership. Yay, he's from Baltimore. Yay, he's a businessman with money and he likes to spin, spin, spin. Is he going to give Corbin Burns $250, $300 million? A Scott Boras client? Knowing what we know about the Orioles and their history, are they really going to dig that deep into their pockets? Anthony Santander, one of the best switch hitting outfielders in all of baseball, can hit you 40 home runs. Didn't show it in this series. It's good in your locker room. He's going to want over $100 million. Are we going to pay him that? I don't think so. I think Heston Kjerstad is probably going to be your right fielder come opening day, if you ask me right here, right now. Do I have faith in Heston Kjerstad? I do. The guy can hit, I think. And I think over a long season, you'll see him be able to hit 20, 25 home runs. But the best ability is availability. Is he going to be able to stay on the field for 130, 140 games and play right field every day like Tony's haters? I don't know, but this is the reality that we're facing because Corbin Burns is going to want 200, 300 million. I don't see that happening. Santander, he's one of the best pieces on a free agent market, one of the probably 5 to 10 best free agents there is on any list. A switch hitting power hitter that can play defense, hit you 35, 40 bombs. He's good as gone too. You look at a team like the Royals, you look at a team like the Yankees even. You look at a team like the Red Sox in your own division also. You look at some of these teams that could use a bat like his and that don't mind kicking out $150 million. That's nothing to these franchises. The Orioles, we've been scarred by a big contract with Chris Davis before. The Ubaldo Jimenez situation. They ain't about to go out here and go crazy. I don't see him bringing back either one. It's a question of who would you choose? Do you pick a guy that plays every day, hits you 40 home runs, great defense, switch hitter? Or do you pick the ace pitcher that can pitch you 8, 9 innings of one-run ball in crucial situations? I don't think we're getting either of them. And honestly, I can see this team regressing next year. Like I said, they got nothing but young players, very good players. Kjerstad, Henderson, Rutschman. Come on, I mean, Cowser. Like I said, he broke his hand. I said it in the group chat that I'm in. I said that man is going to break his hand and be out an extended part of the offseason, not being able to prepare for next season because he's being a dumbass and swinging at a bad pitch. Just like the pitch hit you. If that's the case, lean in and let the ball hit you. Take the base. You get the run in. We win this game potentially. You get the momentum. But they don't do that. He swings at the worst pitch ever. And he breaks his hand. That sums up the Orioles season right then and there. When things go bad, they go DEFCON 5, okay? Which I think is the worst one. Is that the worst or is it DEFCON 1? Either way, it goes to shit. Because this team, like I said, I didn't have any faith that they would win this game today. And I said, even if they did win this game today, they are not going to win game 3. And once they got to the 4th and 5th inning and they didn't have a single run, like I said, they're too long ball reliant. It's great, like I said, like 3-point shots in the NBA when it's going in and you're hitting them like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic, whomever else you want to put in there. It's a beautiful thing. But when you're missing and you can't hit and you can't score runs in the playoffs, where run is multiplied and 2 runs is like being down 3 or 4, I don't want to hear it. Zerpa out of the pen gets the win for the Royals as I bring up the box score. 1 inning, no hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Ciano Perez takes the loss. 3rd of an inning, 2 hits, 1 earned, 1 strikeout. Urquic was great all series. Yet again, shuts it down, gets his 2nd save in as many days. 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout. You look at this series. Santander, he had a hit today. Henderson 0 for 4. Rutschman, he had a hit today. But I believe, 2 hits out of those 3 all series? Nothing past first base? Cowser 1 hit in the series? That's not going to get it done. Like I said, I don't know if Rutschman's hurt. If he's really hurt, why are they allowing him to hinder this team like that? He's sitting up there with a 2-0 count, a beautiful fastball right down the middle of the plate. And he sits there and watches it like he's watching a beautiful group of women at brunch. He doesn't even flinch. He's just mesmerized by the pitch. I guess it was so beautiful coming off out of his glove. He didn't know what to do. This team got complacent. This team pressed. This team was trying to swing for the home run. This team, I don't know. I guess their buttholes were so tight they couldn't even move because they just wet the bed. They laid a pterodactyl-sized egg for the second straight year. Last year, you get swept against Texas. This year, you get swept against the Royals. At home, you can't win a damn game. The stadium isn't sold out. The weather isn't good. Fans are trying to will you. They're looking for something to cheer for. You have nothing. You give them the home run, and then you give them nothing the rest of the damn game. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Mountcastle 0 for 1, O'Hearn 0 for 1, Santander 0 for 1, Rutschman 0 for 1, Westberg 0 for 1, and Kaiser 0 for 1. 9 men left on base. Mullins had a great series. 3 hits, home run, a double, a single. Nothing really to show for it. Now the Royals, they gave this series to the Orioles, put them on a silver platter to take. They left 12 guys on base today. They were only 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Pasquantino, it's good to see him back. You see why they bought him back? Witt, like I said, he's probably one of the best players in baseball. You look at Ohtani, you look at Judge. I'm putting Bobby Witt in that conversation of one of the best players in baseball. The fastest player in baseball, we say he runs over 20 plus miles per hour. He beat out the infield single today, which was the run. This team gives 110% to the Royals. They're well prepared. They're well managed. They're scrappy. They fight hard. They get on the base paths. They're going to steal bases. They're going to play fantastic defense. And like I said, they got that dog. They got that guy. When you look around the baseball postseason, the Royals, Bobby Witt, Salvador Perez, Vascaino, or Pascaino, they got guys. You look at them. You look at the Padres. Jackson Merrill, Manny Machado, somebody we know very well. They got some dogs. The Yankees, of course, with Judge Soto, Stanton, Jazz. Who is the Orioles leader? Let me ask y'all this question. Who is the Orioles leader right now? Do they have a leader? Who is the guy that they go to that can get things together when they're bringing that terrible pitches like that?
Who? Go Google it.
Unfortunately, Google can't save the Orioles because they don't have that guy. Gunnar is great. Adley is great. Santander is great. But they do not take the mantle. We need a guy that's done it before. And preferably a guy with a bat that can play every day that's done it before. I'm not talking Adam Frazier level. I'm not talking low level. I'm talking a guy like JD Martinez, who you saw get a hit yesterday, a clutch hit for the Mets. We need a guy who's been there, who's won, who's done it at the highest level in the postseason, can hit the ball, can really show these guys whether he's a fiery, rah-rah guy, who's going to get in guys' face and challenge them, or he's a lead by example. He's going to go out there every day, prepare the right way, and show you how to win. They don't have that guy in this lineup. And the excuses, I can't use the injury excuse anymore. Yeah, it was a big part of the season. Yeah, did Brandon Hyde gaff yesterday? Did he gaff throughout the season with the high to hook, make some terrible choices? I can't put this on him either. This offense is as healthy as it's going to be. And they were abysmal. I've been asking. Orioles fans, I've been saying it to Orioles fans all year. I said, how long have we been asking for a pitching staff? But despite the injuries to Bradish, Wells, Means, Grayson, having to go get Tyler Eflin, the failed trade of Steve Rogers, losing Felix Batista, he didn't pitch at all this season. The bullpen being a roller coaster. If you were to tell me this team would have one of the best ERAs in the American League, and they only give up 3 runs in 2 playoff games, I would have took that in a heartbeat. I would say, oh, we're going to beat the Royals. We're going to sweep them. We're going to probably blow them out 4-2, 5-1, 6-3. We should be able to handle them. They can't keep up with our offense. Our pitching is good enough. They may be able to manufacture a few runs, but we will win the war of attrition because we're the better team. And they were not the better team. They were outplayed. They were outmanaged for the second straight year. They were just out everything, out-hearted. And you see why the Royals won 30 more games this season. You see why Bobby Witt is the best shortstop in baseball right now. It is what it is. And I think the Royals even tweeted something out, I believe, because the Orioles had tweeted something about the crown, come for the crown, and they put Bobby Witt on it, just shitting all on the Orioles continually and shitting on the HR, the social media department. It's just not good. It's not good. It is not good. It is it's just ridiculous. It's really ridiculous to think about. The Royals, they get us again. Remember 2014? They got it done. They got it done. And what can you say? The Orioles, they choked. They wet the bed. They laid a terrible size egg. And I want to bring this picture up so you can see it on social media what they put. Let me see here if they put it on the actual. Let me see if I go to their X page, but they wet the bed. They didn't get it done. Like I said, I see us losing Burns. I can see us losing Santander. I can see this team regressing. I know it's way too early to be panicking and being negative, but the last 2 years they were a really good team. And do they have enough as presently constructed offensively? No. And I said it earlier as well. I said a lot of the bounces, a lot of favorable things that went their way last year haven't gone that way this year, especially with injuries. Just some of the bounces of the ball, some of the hits that were nearly hits that were just taken away with wonderful defense and the wonderful catch out of left field. That was a wonderful play that also helped seal the game for Melendez, who's a catcher. He made a wonderful catch. But it's 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 it is what it is. Kansas City deserves it. They got it done. Salvador Perez, and here it is. I finally found it. And he is on the throne. He has taken it. And the Orioles set themselves up for this one. And this is a gut punch because they said, okay, we got something for you. We're going to put him on the throne. You want to crown him? Crown him. Seats taken. Series taken. They scratched out seat and put series. And Bobby Witt Jr. in the seat. And you see, they deserve it. And this was the original tweet by the Orioles. And they put the bird in the crown over the Royals. Oh, I see what they did. They put the bird, the Oriole bird, in the chair, the royal chair with the KC seats taken. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I get it. I get it. It makes sense. Okay. Touche. Touche. Good job. Good job, social media department of the Royals. Yeah, series taken. They put Bobby Witt in there. It makes sense. Makes sense. They did it in. They got us. And what can you say? What can you say? The Orioles lose. Not really much else to go into. I don't have 40 minutes in me tonight. And it's crazy because I feel like now the Yankees are going to sweep the Royals and make light work of them. If the Royals go up there and score 2 runs, 1 run, have a hard time getting multiple runs across the plate against the Yankees with the week off, which I think helps them to get their lineup right, to get their pitching rotation right, to get healthy, to get some time to get together, guys that have had some nagging injuries. I think they can sweep the Orioles. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's going to make the Orioles look even worse because the Astros and the Orioles are eliminated. 2 of the teams that I thought could give the Yankees trouble, they gone. And I think Detroit's going to run. They're showing it with pitching. They got a guy, Tarek Skubal, and defense, timely hitting with runners in scoring position, manufacturing runs. I think the Yankees are going to sweep the Royals. I think they're going to beat them in 3 games. They got Cole going game 1. They got Rodon going game 2. I'm sure we'll probably see Reagans and Lugo again. We'll probably maybe see Michael Wacha in game 1 for them, though, because he didn't pitch in this series. So we'll probably see Waka in game 1, maybe Reagan's in game 2, and Lugo in game 3. But I think it's going to be a sweep. I think what the Orioles couldn't do and take advantage of the pitching of the Royals, which I don't think will be as sharp, as dominant as it was in the wild card round against us, because that's the Orioles' DNA. They'll do great against a Garrett Cole or great against a Dylan Cease or whomever else you want to throw in there, pitching wise. Kevin Godwin in our own division. Like I said, Garrett Cole, but these lesser named pitchers, they'll throw a one hitter against the Orioles. They'll throw a no hitter. And I think the Yankees are going to take advantage of the pitching. I don't think the pitching is going to be as sharp for the Royals. I think the Yankees are going to be able to get into their bullpen and make them have to pitch in unfavorable situations. And I think they're going to take advantage of the home field situation that they're in with the short right field porch, the dimensions of Yankee Stadium. Like I said, I could see them scoring 4 or 5 runs every game, and I could see them sweeping the series and really getting to the ALCS. But we'll see. That's why they play the game. That's why they play the game. But the Orioles are choke artists now. They are chokers. They need to wear chokers because they choke. Brandon Hyde chokes. This roster chokes. Gunnar Henderson chokes. Adley Rutschman chokes. Anthony Santander chokes. The only people that didn't choke was the pitching rotation. Like I said, the bullpen only gave up, 1 run in this series? They were fantastic. They were good. Eflin, he was laboring. He didn't have his best stuff, but he still labored. Gave you 4 innings, 75 pitches, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, 4 hits. I believe only 1 more. Coulomb, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Glad to know we still have him. Jacob Webb, everyday Jake. He does it every day. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits. Perez, he wasn't his sharpest. Cano had an inning and a third, 2 hits, 1 strikeout. He was pretty good. Soto, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit. Sir Anthony, 1 1/3, 1 hit. So I believe this core is going to be here. Eflin's here through next year. Coulomb will be here. Webb will be here. Perez will be here. Cano, Soto, and Dominguez will be here. Hopefully add us Felix Batista to the back end of that bullpen, maybe sign someone else. I think that's 2 priorities that the Orioles are going to have this offseason. I don't want them trading away more young talent, trading away more prospects. I think you got to stick with what you got right now and spend money and add to it. You need another arm in the bullpen. I agree, to solidify it. And I think you could use potentially another bat in the lineup, a DH type that can give you power, but also just be clutch, has experience in the postseason, has that dog in him, has that leadership capability, a guy who's won before. As a lot of people have mentioned, it's hard to win with all young guys. We look at the OKCs of the world. We look at a lot of these young teams who have come up in the past in various sports. You need that veteran leadership. You look at what the Padres did, pulling out, being buyers at the trade deadline, getting all those wonderful relievers to really be ready for situations like this. Like I said, I don't want the Orioles to subtract a lot. If you lose Burns and Santander, as I predict, you're probably going to have to sign another pitcher as well because you got Eflin, Kramer, Grayson coming back. Those are your 3, maybe Tyler Wells. That's 4, but you're still going to need another arm if you lose Burns. Who are you going to sign? Are you going to trade for someone? Like I said, I'm not all for trading people. I think you need to go out, spend some money, increase your payroll a little bit, not go bonkers, not mess up what you have because this team is a perennial playoff team. We know that. We know they can win 90 to 100 games, be in the playoffs. Whoop-de-do. Like I said before the season, whoop-de-freaking-do. You want a cookie? It's about what you do when you get there. Like I say with the Ravens, you can win 115 games, but if you get to the playoffs and wet the bed and you don't get it done, it don't matter. Nobody's going to remember it. And this season will be forgotten. Another lost season, another failed opportunity to bring our first World Series since 1983. And like I said, they didn't even win a game. Like I said, they got to at least win 1 game for me. They didn't even do that. And they fall short yet again. Obviously, Brandon Hyde's not going anywhere. We know that. But Rubenstein, like I said, he's going to have to sit down with Elias, sit down with Brandon Hyde. What do you need to get over the hump? To win a playoff game, to win a playoff series, to be like some of these teams we're watching in the playoffs, the Detroits, the Kansas City Royals who just beat you, the San Diego Padres who look really good. These teams aren't necessarily in the biggest markets. Yes, the Padres went out, spent a lot of money on free agents, and made some trades. Only 1 homegrown player, and that's Jackson Merrill, but Orioles, you have the young core. I don't want you continually giving away all your prospects because after a while, the cover gets bare. How much longer are the Orioles going to be able to retain all the number 1 prospects? I don't want to keep giving them away because you're going to need guys in a couple years with some contracts coming up in the next year or two. Because that's where it's going to be very interesting. That's why I think you're going to have to spend money in free agency. Not go crazy, not give $300, $400 million contracts for 7, 8 years, but make solid moves. Add an arm in a bullpen. Add a good starter. Add a bat. You're going to have to do something. You can't stand pat. You really have to drastically, in my opinion, make some moves that are going to really send some shockwaves through Major League Baseball that are going to have people saying, the Orioles, they were good. They got some great young players. But what they did this offseason can put them over the hump because they added in veterans who have won, who have done it at the highest level, who are going to can come in, be leaders in the clubhouse, not mess up what we have, get the best out of everyone, and contribute and help this team win and instill a culture of winning when it matters most. We've seen this team do it in the regular season. We've seen this team come from behind in the regular season and beat this team, that team, that a boy, at a boy. But in the postseason, it don't matter. Because when you don't win, you can't come up with clutch, timely hits. You can't advance runners. You don't bunt. You come up with bases loaded and you wet the bed. You don't get a single run. You only give up 3 runs and you lose. Unacceptable. Like I said, Kowser broke his hand. I said it when it happened. I said he probably broke his hand. He got the Jordan Westberg injury, the Nick Markakis injury, if you remember that. And it is a wide open playoff race, though. But I thought the Orioles could at least get to the Yankees and go from there. Bobby Witt Jr., like I said, was the difference in the series. Their guy made plays. Our guys, well, let's just say it was a lot of this. Westberg made a great play, but Witt was going 90 feet home to first in 4.14 seconds. Kyle Isbell did score. And Witt plays hard. He runs it out. The fastest player in the league, they say. Plays great defense. And now looking back in hindsight, I wanted him when he was eligible, but they sold me on Rutschman. I thought what we were getting was good. Is Rutschman really hurt, though? Is he really hurt? Are we using that excuse? Because he doesn't look like he's laboring. He doesn't look like he's hurt. And I feel like if he was hurt, we need to say something so we can adequately adjust and see, okay, if he's hurt like they say he's hurt, or if he's hurt, is he hurting the ball club? Does he need to be in the lineup? But then again, Adley Rutschman at 50% at catcher is probably still better than James McCann. And we love James McCann. He's good for what he is, a utility bench piece, a break the glass emergency catcher, good in the locker room, Roberto Clemente award winner, all that good stuff. But Witt, who won the batting champion, decisive hit, he was the difference in this series. The Orioles pitching was great. Sadly wasted. Like I said, next year they'll probably have a reverse split. The offense will be fine, scoring a lot of runs when you need them to, but the pitching won't be able to hold the lead, especially the starters. And the Orioles are 1-9 in their last 10 postseason games, and their opponent scores first. If this team doesn't get off to a fast start, the pressure, the enormity of the gravity of the situation, it weighs on them, and you can see it. They're pressing, they're swinging for the fences, they are trying to do too much. Kansas City had 2 7-game losing streaks in the final month and still beat us. 0-5 in the last 2 years. 10 straight postseason losses. I said it before. Like I said, once it was the 5th inning and they couldn't get a damn run in, that was it. Once I saw Adley ground out to Witt, I said it's over. And we knew it was over. But give credit to Kansas City starter. Seth Lugo did a great job. He got the out. And then the bullpen. Angel Zerpa got the first out of the 6. John Schreiber got 3 more outs. Sam Long got 2. Chris Bubik, 3 outs. And Lucas Urkeg gets his second save of the series in as many days. 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. 5 for 32 combined over the last 2 years in the playoffs. a lot of offseason questions, like people are saying, the future of Brandon Hyde, Corbin Burns a free agent, Anthony Santander a free agent. I don't see them getting rid of Hyde though. Like I said, I see Santander and Burns gone. Good as gone, especially after today. One, the Orioles aren't going to be able to pay them. Secondly, I think they're going to go on the greener pastures to teams that can really do something in the playoffs. Hauser broke his hand, and the Royals are on to the Bronx and New York. I really don't have much else. I said I wasn't going to be here over 40 minutes. I'm already here over 30 minutes. It sucks. It does suck. No, I'm not going to cry. You. No, I'm not going to hold it too long because we got to see how this plays out. What happens in the offseason? It was more the same. What we've seen from June to the All-Star break to now with the Orioles. It's kind of what we got to expect. This team choked. They're choke artists. They've choked the last 2 years in the playoffs. And until they do something different, they're going to continue to choke. Yeah, they may win 90 to 100 games, get in the playoffs, be in the wild card, win the division, but no sustained success in the playoffs if they don't fix this roster and get some dogs in there, get some leaders in there that can help elevate the young talent. Not give away your young talent and sacrifice your future. Because I still think the window's open, but you got to get over that hump. It's only been so many years you can get to the playoffs and get put out early in the first round and not make a deep run. Because you're not going to be able to pay all your guys. You draft and develop well, but you're not going to always be able to draft and develop well because you're not picking as high as you once were. You're going to have to spend some money and really improve this team. You've done it through the draft and development. Now you need to do it through free agency and spending money and putting your money where your mouth is, showing this team, showing this fan base that you are committed to long-term success. And you're a new owner. First impressions are everything, Mr. Rubenstein. If you go out there and wet the bed this offseason and you don't open up the checkbook, open up your pocketbook, you're going to be called out for that. There's a lot of soul searching to be done, recriminations, blame to go around. Everybody deserves some blame. Could the Orioles have done more at the trade deadline to really increase their chances? Yeah, they gave up some prospects and they did make some moves, but it didn't work out. Could they have maybe tried to get a better bat instead of Eloy Jimenez? Could they have signed JD Martinez this offseason? Can they manipulate and fix this lineup and this offense where it's not so home run dependent and home run dominant? Yes, they can hit their 200 home runs and have 10 guys with over 10 home runs and 4 or 5 guys over 20. But in the playoffs, that's cute and all. You may get your Mullins situation where you get a home run every now and then. But you look throughout these series, it's not a lot of home runs going around. Like I said, when it gets to become October, look at the weather today. It's cold. It's windy. The ball doesn't travel as far. Doesn't have as much carry. And left field in Orioles Park is where baseballs go to die. The O's lose 10 straight consecutive postseason that they're out. Corbin Burns, I think he's good as gone. I think Santander is good as gone. Like I said, you got Kerstad, who's probably going to step in and fill in. You still got O'Hearn. What do you do with Mountcastle? Cowser will be back. I'm guessing. I'm glad it happened now. He'll be able to have the whole off season to heal, I guess, the rest of the year and be ready for spring training. What are we doing with the pitching rotation? If you lose Burns, are you bringing someone in? Trade, free agency? What are you doing with the back end of the bullpen? We know Batista's going to be back, but you need to sign another arm there. What are you doing with this offensive lineup? Is this Adley that we're going to see moving forward, or was it something hindering him from having a down year? Gunner, we need more from you. We need you to be that guy. You see what Bobby Witt brought to the table in the series. He showed you what you need to be for your team, and he willed, he fought, he grinded his way to victory for his team with his play, with his glove, with his bat, with his legs, with his just leadership, his dog in him. Like I said, him and Salvador Perez, they got 2 of them. And Bobby Witt's one of the best players in baseball. And no Ohtani, no Judge. Put some respect on his name. I think he's probably going to finish second in MVP for the AL as well. So, the Orioles are choke artists. I'm a fan of a choke artist team that chokes in the playoffs. If you would have told me 3 years ago that the Orioles would be in consecutive playoffs, winning over 90 games, I would take that. But now knowing that this team is not built for the long haul, this team is just going to tease you, have a good regular season, and wet the bed and blow their load in the first round and not even win a game. Even when their pitching is masterful, only gives up 3 runs. You score combined, what, 2 runs? That's why I play Red Skies. It's a depressing, sad thing. And I don't know where we go from here. I mean, I'll be keeping tune of the baseball playoffs. I'll be seeing how it plays out. It's very wide open. This is a very wide open year. That's why I feel like the Orioles had a chance as good as anybody. And a lot of these teams have. I'm getting ready to get out of here. 40 minutes last night. Nearly 40 minutes late. My voice is going. Keep up with the channel. Or if you're new, please subscribe. The Orioles content throughout the season. It'll be throughout the entire off season. Who do they re-sign, if anybody? Who do they trade? Who do they go after in free agency? Do they make a move at manager? What does ownership do to better this roster? Make sure you swing for the fences and subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously in the YouTube algorithm. It costs you nothing. And sound off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on the Orioles season. Getting swept in the playoffs for the second straight year. How far does Kansas City go? Do they get swept by the Yankees like I predicted? But that's why they play the game. The Orioles can very well win the series. I would love for them to beat the Yankees, but I don't see it happening. But let me know your thoughts. We'll be here all off season with news, rumors, predictions, and discussion. God's favorite host, giving you the best Orioles content on YouTube. I hope you guys appreciate it. Thank you for all the support this season. It didn't end the way I wanted it to. I don't have much optimism and hope for next year. I'm not going to lie. They could get to the playoffs. I don't give a damn. Can they win a game? Can they score more than 2 runs? Can they just be coherent and just at least major league average with hitting the ball? And clearly not. So, young core, this team will still be competitive. Hopefully they can get healthy next year. But baseball is a weird game, man. It takes a lot of luck. And the Orioles didn't have that this season. It pretty much was an encapsulation of the weather outside today. But shout out to the fans who came out and showed out. We tried to do all we could, but we knew what was going to happen. We didn't have much faith. We didn't have much confidence. This team teased us for the last 2 weeks. And it was just that, a tease. This team isn't good enough. This team is going to choke when you want them to the most. And unfortunately, that's what it's going to be. And unfortunately, like I said, this team isn't going to be young forever. You're not going to have all these guys under contract. You're going to have to make moves. You're going to have to win now. But you got to do something. You got to do it now. And we'll see. I'm an old fan. I know you guys are going to get the O's content. I know you guys are going to get the news and discussion. Tough loss. Orioles lose 2-1. Probably what is the real deal. They take the crown. They take the royal chair. They go on to New York. Yankees will be waiting. And the Orioles are waiting for a tumultuous offseason. Decisions. Maybe the most important offseason in recent memory for the Orioles. Mike Elias talked about liftoff, talked about spending money. This has to be the offseason that he, with new ownership, who said they're willing to do it, and bring a World Series to Baltimore. Let's see if they put their money where their mouth is and open up those pocketbooks and checkbooks. But what say you? Sign off in the comment section. At least, if anything, leave your favorite emoji. It helps us out tremendously with the engagement. And I hope you enjoyed the content. Getting out of here. Losing my voice. And the Orioles lose yet again in the playoffs. We'll see you with more content on the channel. Check it out. Something for everybody. This is the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you your Orioles coverage how you want it, when you need it. Another season ends in disappointment. We'll be back with more here on the Flex Zone. Orioles lose their 10th straight postseason game. 2 hands. Reggie Miller. Round